Pathmonk is the AI for website conversions. With increasing online competition, over 98% of website visitors don't convert. The ability to successfully show your value proposition and support visitors in the buying journey separates you from the competition online. Pathmonk qualifies and converts leads on your website by figuring out where they are in the buying journey and influencing them in key decision moments with relevant micro experiences like case studies, intro videos, and much more. Stay relevant to your visitors and increase conversions by 50% by adding Pathmonk to your website in seconds, letting the AI do all the work, and increase conversions while you keep doing marketing as usual. Check us out on pathmonk.com. Welcome to today's episode of Pathmonk Presents. Today we are joined by Anezka. She's the head of sales and marketing at Itara Jewelry. Anezka, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Of course. Well, we're happy to have you here, and I'm excited to have this conversation. I want to start with the basics a little bit, Anezka. What's the big idea behind your company? What's the big idea behind Itara Jewelry? If you were explaining it to a friend over coffee, let's say, how would you describe what you do?
Well, it's pretty basic. We are a modern fine jewelry brand. We're direct to customer, and we work with natural diamonds, lab-grown diamonds, and precious metals. So our specialties are in bespoke design, and our offering is something that's very high quality and very well priced. Key aspects for us are integrity, authenticity, and fantastic customer service.
Okay. Well, those are good ones, and you definitely want that. What kind of customers is the best fit for your product, do you think? And how does the journey they embark on, let's say, when they, let's say, I don't know, land on your website, see your brand, basically, how does it impact their shopping experience? Can you touch on that a little bit?
So essentially, the audiences that we service are in the luxury space. They're women generally aged 28 plus, a lot of professionals, and we're bridging the gap between fast fashion jewelry and traditional high jewelry. So kind of building the space of something that's modern and easy, um, just a unique offering. Originally, because we were lab grown diamonds, that in itself was a novel product to approach. But now it's been moving more towards carving your niche within the jewelry space in itself and
Right.
highlighting the uniqueness of your service within that space because that's become very normal now.
Okay, I see what you mean. I'm curious in a way, the niche within the niche, so to speak. Let's get technical for a second, if you don't mind. What's the most effective rather customer acquisition channel, and maybe if you can touch a little bit on how you've optimized these channels, if there's one, or many, to drive consistent sales.
So we've actually done it in a very unique way, and that is a lot to do with the landscape that we're in. Going back to a niche and a niche, we are in fine jewelry within India, especially, which is highly personal and a very thought out purchase. So we deal with low funnel, high intent platforms that are Instagram and WhatsApp, and we use them as customer experience tools. So that's where we really build that relationship and connect, and that's led to extremely high conversion. So we've done it without paid performance, actually.
Okay, that's interesting and unusual in a way because many people we speak to here on the podcast, they rely heavily on paid, whether it's PPC, whether it's TikTok, even anything really, Meta, of course.
Yes, we have done
But
Meta, and we kind of optimize it within that, but we've just not been aggressive with that because of the nature of the customer journey.
understood, understood. So they come in from YouTube, let's say, or Instagram, as you said,
Instagram
and
by far has been our highest lead generation and conversion platform for sure. And our website
okay.
used to function more as a catalog and a trust building factor. And we had it custom coded before because we were providing a service that everyone else was doing. So we thought it's what we needed to do. But then over time, we saw the consumer behavior kind of shift and we moved to Shopify, which
Mhm.
allowed us to integrate a lot of marketing tools and also view the customer journey in a very easy way, especially because we were lean. It was just so much easier to manage, and that has led to more conversions on the site, which has been interesting on many ways, because it's been interesting to see also the ticket item that's been purchased online. Because all of our products are extremely expensive, it's not something you'd normally see in the Indian market, but we're seeing that
Mm.
now. So I can see the value of having a very intuitive, clear offering on your website. So something that shows the breadth of your service and allows people to check out all the regular stuff, but also connect with you, because that's very important. So having the integrations of the social media and the WhatsApp, that conversation has been very important to us.
Yeah, it makes it a cohesive journey, right? As you're talking about the connection, I want to touch, I want to stay on this for a minute, if you don't mind. The website, right? How much of a role does it play in pulling in new business? And I guess, if you could maybe touch on a little bit about, is there anything that you see the website is doing really well at the moment? And then on the other hand, is there anything that you got your eye on improving?
I definitely want to optimize more for SEO and the website for sure rankings. What the website is doing well is the categorization. So it's important to anticipate the way your customer is going to buy and have that as a function within your website. So if gifting is a big part of your offering, and for that price is a big factor, you need to have that filter and have that very easily available, because that's instant. And if they don't have that very clearly, they will veer off the website.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that. Um, is there anything, could be, could be from this experience, and obviously you've been with Itara Jewelry for a while now. Um, but is there anything that you think makes a e-commerce website convert really, really well? And to expand on that, do you have any kind of, tools, any tactics, even little tricks that you can share with our audience, maybe to help them improve conversions when it comes to e-commerce?
For us, social media has just been a huge driver. It's a back and forth between browsing on the website, interacting on social media, and because of how personal the journey is, I actually cannot be the right person to tell you um, how a high volume kind of platform would look like, because it's a very different
Yeah,
industry. I knew I was going to bring like a very different perspective to this
that's
because
good.
of the space.
Oh yeah, I love it. I love it. We love it. It's more of a personal touch, right, that you're giving. And so that connection, the website and that play, right, between the website and social media, it's actually what's making a difference. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, especially because we're in retail. When you're in retail, you're not servicing other businesses. It's very much creates the visual storytelling and the emotional resonance that much more important. More than a CTA or having those pop-ups is having the understanding basic human psychology.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. I want to switch gears for a second, Anezka. I want to talk about you as a leader. Give us a glimpse into, a day in the life, right? What do you do on a daily basis? You're head of marketing. We were just joking offline that, it's just about wearing so many different hats. And um, give us an idea of, what you focus on day to day and how you structure your day, basically.
So it's my roles evolved over time, and as the company's grown, there's been that much more to do. But my day would involve a lot of content creation, a lot of content strategy, optimizing the website, so ensuring all of our product descriptions are up to date, listings are up to date, not that they not only have basic photographs but also worn photographs and the visual storytelling of it, as well as handling clients offline, which is also just as important, and handling the orders and all of those things as well, PR liaisons, and yeah, all of that.
Mm, yeah. So you're well versed with creating content, right? But also when it comes to that's your output. But when it comes to input, there's a flood of content out there, right? So how do you stay focused and keep learning? Um, and maybe, are there, I don't know, places, people, kind of routines that you turn to for inspiration or for staying ahead in your
Um,
role?
I definitely look at industry reports because they give you a very good idea of whether to take like an aggressive or conservative approach, especially when you're analyzing budget. There's been a lot of disruption specifically in our industry. So that's definitely something you have to keep a pulse on, as well as other D2C brands that I admire or like or are in similar positions. And this is something I will probably retouch on, is that it's very difficult to kind of take different things from different people and try to apply it to your own business, because every organization is different, your growth is different, and the community that you build is different. So you have to more so listen to what's being directly in front of you than try to seek too much on Instagram, because your clients will tell you that much more about what you need to optimize and what you need to fix than any article online.
Okay, that's a really good point, actually. It sounds like, you're talking about active listening, right? A lot of it, and being able to interpret, when someone says, even from a piece of feedback, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, right? But this is what I'm hearing, right? That even from a piece of feedback that could be, a harsh piece of criticism, you can find something that you can actually apply to, your channels, and being able to actually improve the product and the way you sell.
Yeah.
Am I off, or?
No, absolutely. And it's really more so than it is researching and trying to see what other people are doing and how they're doing it, is just go back to your customer and be like, was there a glitch here? How can I improve it? What happened? How was your journey? And that, again, like going back, it's very human and it'll
Yeah,
teach you so much more.
I like it. I like it. Okay, Anezka, we're coming towards the end of our time here, so I want to jump into our rapid fire question segment. And just to give you an idea, we have a few questions that we want to ask you, and to keep things light and engaging. They're going to be short, concise questions, and you've been sharp so far. And I'm not going to even tell you the rule that we have, that for a concise question we expect a concise answer. Yeah, I'm sure you're going to do great with that. But yeah, just wanted to check it. You ready for it?
Yep.
All right, let's do it. So, do you prefer watching, reading, or listening?
Listening.
Okay. What's the latest piece of content? It could be a podcast, an audiobook that you picked up. And were there any gems or ideas that really stuck with you?
I said listening, but it's definitely book.
Okay, yeah, let's go for a book then.
The Creative Act by Rick Rubin. And
Ooh.
it goes back to one thing that I just mentioned, is be wary of advice and to honor the uniqueness of your framework.
Okay, that's a good one. I love Rick Rubin, by the way. Don't want to go on a tangent, but he's such a creative genius. Just the artists he worked with, and the books he's coming out with. It's amazing. Great one. Thank you for that.
Draw from that.
Right. So if you had a magic wand, Anezka, and you could fix one frustrating thing in your marketing life with tech, what would it be?
Emotionally intelligent customer responses that are automated. I think that's such a gap. All of my email marketing is so far off and so far away from connecting with your audience. It's easily blocked. That's something I would definitely improve on.
Okay, so actually, in a way, improve the copywriting of it to be able to connect with them.
And
Is
the
that
intuitiveness of it. So if there was a chatbot I could create that remembered and took note of each inquiry's history, their behavior and kind of products they liked, and automatically had stuff to send them, follow-ups with them, pricing. Yeah, amazing.
okay? Nice. Yeah, I like that. What's one repetitive task that you like to put on autopilot forever?
Responding to inquiries, especially with regards to price ranges, timelines, restocks.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Now, if you could go back and give your past self a quick pep talk at the start of your journey in marketing and sales, what advice would you give yourself?
Um, Go for depth, not breadth. So focus your energy on few channels that are working for you, and then pour in a lot of your energy in them rather than trying to do everything at the same time.
Okay. So being able to prioritize and something
Yeah,
like that? Yeah.
definitely. And yeah, just hone in on what's really working for you, because different platforms will work for different businesses. So if something is yielding you results, don't ignore it. Pour more into it.
Mm, mm. Good one. That's a good piece of wisdom to end with here, Anezka. And I want to thank you a lot for being on the show with us today. I also want to give you the last word. So if someone forgets everything about the interview today, what is the one thing they should remember about the work you guys are doing?
Um, the importance of simplicity and storytelling and good UX design can yield extremely high conversion and repetitive results. So to not only continuously get new sales, but repeat your orders, repeat your clients, and build the community that you've created.
I like it. Okay. Anezka, if we want to send people your way, what's the best way to do it? What channels do you want us to, even just speak directly to the listeners? Where should they go if they want to find you guys and see your jewelry?
Instagram, follow us on Itara Jewelry. That's Itara jewelry, spelled American, even though we're in India. So Jewelry.
Very good. And then I'm sure your website too, right? That will be
Which is the same thing.
but right, but it starts from, as you said, it stands for Instagram, right? So yeah, fair enough, fair enough. Okay. Again, thank you, Anezka, for the conversation. We hope to see you again soon, and yeah, maybe before the year ends. But best of luck with your endeavors, and again, thank you for being with us on the show.
Thank you very much. I hope I lended an interesting perspective to your podcast.
Yeah, definitely was. Definitely was. All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.